Woodward, we are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid
I'm
high.
fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener. Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm. Because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
What up, though, people? Appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off your day with the WUW Crew. And you know what? As the weather is heating up, so is that playoff race for both the Pistons and the Red Wings. Victory shades on, because the Red Wings get a victory. This one in regulation. This your boy Brendan Dan, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. Flannel Sam, our Red Wings correspondent. Woodward Wings.
Hey.
Look, bro, holding it down with Woodward Wings as well. What a time right now. All sports knower. How you feeling after that victory, brother?
Oh, I'm feeling fantastic. I mean, there's a lot to get into today. We got Rod Beard coming on for his weekly Woodward Pistons segment and to talk about all things Detroit sports. Round 2 with him and KG. We'll see if he still has that Post-it note up. All-time comedic moment right there. Can't wait to have him on. But yeah, also, after we discuss the Red Wings, which we'll discuss at length in the open, we're going to have to dedicate some time to some comments made by Mr. Ben Johnson. I knew when I heard that it might create a firestorm on this show, and that's why I wanted to.
Benedict Johnson? Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, man. I know you saw my text. Wherever KG is, I know he saw it too. This is not helping the allegations.
I cannot wait for that.
I cannot wait at all. It's a lot of spiciness going on as we get this little warm front in Michigan. I was talking to Cody Davis, too, who's from Houston, up here covering the Pistons now. He's like, yeah, I came back. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice. I said, brother, don't get used to it just yet.
Yeah, don't get used to that.
Bro. Winter is not done with us yet. But you know what? This playoff race is heating up.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep us just warm. The Red Wings get a big win. Every win down this stretch is going to be a big win, man, over the Minnesota Wild, 3-2. And Flannel, you got to have to break this down for me.
Yeah, no, that was one of those games where I thought after the first period that Minnesota was just going to cruise into a victory, that it was one of those spot-type games where it was just all set up for the Red Wings to lose, but they didn't. They dug deep. They ended up tying the game. They ended up taking the lead, and they completely redeemed themselves for whatever they left on the table for this past weekend. I mentioned how on the weekend they had a 3-point weekend, but they probably should have got a little bit more, should have at least got a win in regulation. Well, this win at Minnesota, this come-from-behind win, that washes all of that away. It's just all positive vibes right now. That was a game that they were not supposed to win, and they ended up kind of stealing one. Not trying to be disrespectful, but it was still a win is a win is a win in the NHL, especially a road win over a Western Conference playoff team. But the man who spearheaded that win, that one will be known at least until he ends up having more great games as the Simon Edvinsson game, because he was spectacular. A 2-goal game from a defenseman, 2 just sexy slap shots. Is there anything sexier than, look at this right there, just a big defenseman slap shot? There is nothing better. There is nothing better on the planet. And Simon Edvinsson, he got a couple of those last night. I think we have another one as well. You can play it whenever. You can just play them on loop as we talk, JB. But Chase, Simon Edvinsson is your guy. I think you've implied that he's probably your favorite Red Wing. Tell me about his performance last night. What did you see? What goal? That's what I would love to see ultimately, as the team see what their future and even their present decor is going to be. And I love to. I got to shout out a couple other players. On that goal, what ended up being the game-winning goal, Elmer Soderblom carried the puck into the offensive zone, found Johansson. Johansson found a wide-open Simon Edvinsson at damn near the blue line, and Simon Edvinsson, and this is according to StatMuse Hockey, he ended up having a stat line which was, quite frankly, historic. Simon Edvinsson against the Wild, 2 goals, 6 blocks, 3 hits, +2, ±. The first player in NHL history with those stats in a game. And to be honest, when I saw that, I'm like, that's a hell of a stat line, but there's no way that he's the only one to ever do this. The one caveat is hits and block shots were not recorded as stats in the NHL until the mid-2000s. So I'm assuming guys like Ray Bourque and Nick Lidstrom and Bobby Orr and Paul Coffey, they probably have done that once or twice in their careers.
Even Jimmy Butler's blown away.
Even Jimmy Butler's blown away. But yeah, it really is incredible to do all of these things in a single game, because even, and this is where I want to put this into context as well, even the most offensive defensemen in the NHL, whether it's the Cale Makars, the Quinn Hugheses, the Roman Josis, it's very rare for a defenseman alone to get 2 goals in a game, because the vast majority of points that come from the defensemen come from assists. Like I said, even the best ones ever. Like, I'll give you some examples. Quinn Hughes, 85% of his career points come from assists. Cale Makar, 73%. Adam Fox, 84%. Erik Karlsson, 77%. Mark Giordano, 73%. Victor Hedman, 79%. My point with all of this is 2 goals in a game from a defenseman is rare. And also, hits and block shots at that level in the same game, very, very rare. Because most of, like, I'll give you another example. When you look at the guys who are top 10 all-time in hits, and just remember, this is from about 2004, 2005 on, only 3 people who are the top 10 all-time in hits also have 1,000 blocks. And 1,000 blocks isn't even that much. And the 3 that do have 1,000 blocks are Luke Schenn, Radko Gudas, and Brooks Orpik. None of those guys are big-time goal scorers. In fact, all of those guys are very sparse goal scorers. So it's very rare for somebody to do all of those things consistently, let alone in one game. So after digging deep into the numbers and doing my research, I now believe that stat, that Simon Edvinsson is the only person in NHL history to put up that stat line in a game. It was 2 goals, 3 hits, 6 block shots, and a +2 ±. Unbelievable performance. There's other players that need to be shouted out as well, but that was the Simon Edvinsson masterclass.
Hey, and you know what? I see you in the chat there, Mike G. He says, Kool-Aid, the Red Wings are percolating. I think that's very appropriate. And it's awesome to see them look like this thing is going to be sustainable. I would be absolutely shocked if they had any type of late season collapse. Everything that we've seen this team be underneath Todd McClellan is just, in my opinion, one of the best teams in hockey, and has helped propel them from the depths of the playoff race into honestly leading this wild card. And it looks like they might actually have a hold on this thing. They are still 4 points behind, getting into that top 6, but I don't count them out for that. But that's where I have to direct that question back to you guys. How do you feel about their chances? Is this just one where it's like, you know what, buckle in for the wild card, they will get into the playoffs and cause some havoc, or do they got a real shot at number 4? Because it's another one of those notions where the more they win, it seems like the teams just ahead of them are keeping up with that pace as well.
Yeah, I mean, they have a real shot at passing Tampa to get in through the division. But at the same time, I don't really care too much. Just get into the dance at this point. But yeah, like you said, it's going to be tough. Columbus won last night as well, and the Red Wings have a couple of games against Columbus coming up. So the work never stops.
We might have a watch party.
Yeah, hey, shout out. That Minnesota Wild game, spectacular, but unfortunately, it's going to be a grind the rest of the year. Nothing is guaranteed, but this is the type of game, as I mentioned at the beginning, that the Red Wings were supposed to lose. Just given, when you factor in also how it started with them falling down 2-0, and they didn't. That's what's so great about this team. They never quit. They never say die. And one other person I have to shout out as well, because this season has gone in a lot of ways as this particular player has gone. Cam Talbot let in a couple of not so great ones early, but really from the second period on, played spectacular, or at least played well enough. .917 save percentage in this game. And another stat that I have for you guys, which really correlates Cam Talbot's success to the Red Wings' success, in games in which Cam Talbot has a .900 save percentage or more, which is a benchmark, and the majority of those games he started, not all of them. The Red Wings are 14-3-1 in those games. If Cam Talbot gives you a 900 save percentage in a game, you're most likely going to win. I don't know the exact stat for Alex Lyon, but I'm sure it's about the same because a 900, that is the benchmark. Anything below that, the goaltender probably doesn't give you a chance to win. Anything above it, he probably does. So Cam Talbot was certainly good enough last night. Simon Edvinsson was spectacular. Shout out to Vladimir Tarasenko as well for getting back in the scoring column, starting the goal scoring for the Red Wings last night. Still trying to find his way on the team, still hasn't necessarily been a success, but if the Red Wings can somehow get him going and can get him becoming part of that depth scoring, especially on that third line, that could be huge. Vladimir Tarasenko has all that experience in the world, the Stanley Cup winning experience, so getting him going would be huge, or up in that trade value. Either way.
Hey, you know what? It's a time right now, and it's awesome to see this team as well as the Pistons. It seems to be the same recipe. Their coaches are making a big difference. The builds around these young players are starting to make a big difference. The vets are making a big difference, and they're winning games that usually we'll say, you know what, they're going to drop this one. We've seen this now with both the Pistons and the Red Wings. I honestly, that Clippers game, even with who was out, you know how those games went in the past. That would have been an L. But this team has found a way to step up. It's going to be interesting to see what they do as well tonight against the Celtics. But the Red Wings, my confidence continues to go up and up and up, especially for, you know, the moments that you tap in and you just see that, as well as the people that are clued into this team, everyone is kind of singing the same tune. These players look like they know what they're doing.
Yes.
It's just playing effing hockey.
Well, and Mike G, I have to mention this as well. We kind of mentioned it yesterday when we had Justin on. Flannel, Andrew Kopp is out for the season, FYI. Yes, that could be a big one. I thought JT Comfort did a fine job stepping into that 2C role last night. But Andrew Kopp, he's obviously somebody who is probably paid more than he produces. I've certainly had my qualms with Andrew Kopp, but one thing he does, he wins faceoffs. He's good on the PK. He's valuable. He is going to be missed, and hopefully the Red Wings can withstand this because, hey, season-ending injuries are certainly not ideal at this time of the year. Red Wings fans know very well with Dylan Larkin last year. But I think Andrew Kopp is the type of injury that the Red Wings can sustain, at least getting them to the playoffs. But they're going to miss him.
Definitely. And that was definitely a great breakdown. I can't wait to see other players that step up down the stretch aside from the names that we all know, like the Brinkat, Larkin, Raymond, Sider, Kane. And so it's cool to see you guys be able to talk about some of these other players that are stepping up. And we got a whole lot more on the docket. I'm so glad that we're having so many more victory shows while we're in the middle of a playoff race, man. Like, April in the D is definitely on the way. Shout out to JB Smooth as well for cooking up some pretty cool designs that we might move forward with as it relates to some merch and everything. And talking about that, you know what? Do we got a second real quick? Hey, let's show the merch winner yesterday. We had a couple of them. Oh, yeah. Byrne actually stopped in the studio. Stopping in, you know what, man? We were able to upgrade. What he was giving yesterday, man. Let's show the people. I know Flannel, you I think left before you were able to come in. But we did take a little group picture. Did you find the pictures? I think it might be in the Wake Up Woodward.
Let me grab the pictures, but I do got the video for you guys right now.
Hey, yeah, let's play the video, man. Shout out to Byrne. Winner from the Wake Up Woodward chat family. We got Byrne from the chat in the building. You want to show the people what you got this morning?
Pistons, #1. We're going all the way.
Let's go, man. And you got what? Some Red Wings gear too?
Oh, yeah.
Let's rock. LFGRW. And what else you got here?
Darren McCarty signed puck.
Bro, right as the Big D Energy Show is about to start off.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey.
Let's rock. Let's rock.
Man, I'm disappointed I missed that one. I had lunch with my mom yesterday, so that's my excuse for why I missed it. But Byrne, happy for you. And by the way, if you guys want to win some merch and maybe a D-Max signed puck, help us reach our super chat goal every day.
Listen, we have some stuff on the way as well. There's going to be the Wheel of Punishment. Hey, shout out to Cavassier Chase, who was given some great ideas. We're going to have some giveaways as well, inspired by Anson Wells, as it relates to like collectibles and cards. I'm going to talk to him about K. Cunningham cards. Thanks to him, Kid Kool-Aid has probably 12 rookies, K. Cunningham rookie cards, or 12 K. Cunningham cards in general, and 3 or 4 of them are rookies. One of them is pretty valuable now. I think he says pushing up over $70-$80. And these are things we want to be able to bestow upon our great chat family as you guys continue to support us in our endeavor. So we do have the super chat goal going. The goal, the minimum goal, $50 super chats a day. Let's rock. Yep. Let's see if we can get there. We appreciate you all. And let's get to this next segment because we got to talk about something that is just, you know what? If we wanted to let the Ben Johnson is a traitor conversation just die, he won't let it die, Flannel Sam.
Never let it go.
I can't wait for this one. I think I know where you stand, Kool-Aid, but there's another person in this room that I'm really dying to hear from. And I don't have any agenda. I'm genuinely dying to hear from. I'm genuinely excited to hear from both of you, but I have no idea where KG's going with this one.
Smoke though, I'm here.
Goddamn
I'm
right.
here.
Hey, but first, you know who else is? Who else is here? I am here because I drove in with the car that I got from Feldman. Hey. Come on.
About a C+, but you know.
I think I got more than a C+. But since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you will. We got
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports. Do yourself a favor, scan that QR code on screen. Use code word Woodward1000. You can deposit up to $1,000, but all you have to do is place a minimum of a $20 bet. And if it doesn't hit, you know what? They'll throw it right back into your account with no questions asked. But you know what? It's going to hit, so don't worry about it. Do yourself a favor, scan the QR code on screen. Use code word Woodward1000, and you know what? Make some money tonight. The Pistons are playing, baby.
Hey, make some money. The Celtics, man. There's a lot of people who doubt this team. Even NBA.com said, on one hand, hey, the Pistons are that team to watch this week. Then on the other hand, they said, really, because we don't know what they are. They only beat up on bad teams. They lose to all the good teams. And it's like, seriously? Backhanded? You're just going to backhand us like that? Just like Ben Johnson.
Oh! Hey!
You see that transition?
I thought it was Osama bin Johnson. That too.
All applies, man. And he had some comments that just sparked a lot. And you know what? As a Chicago Bears coach, as their head coach, I get it. You better believe their fans are over there just eating it up just as much as I take the fired up bat and want to take it out back and just take out its knees, man. But these comments have absolutely sparked a lot of different kind of, I would guess say interpretations. Should we let the people hear these comments so that
Yes,
they can
we shall.
give us their interpretations?
Yes, we shall.
Out of structure, the off schedule, the creation, that's what stands out the most, because that's really the way that this league's going right now, it seems like. As much as you want to make it pure progression, 1 to 2 to 3, there's just too much variety. The pass rush is coming down, and to have an athlete like Caleb extend the play and potentially find an explosive down the field, that's what gets me going a little bit. I get excited thinking about that because I haven't really been around that since I've been in the league. But I've been on the other side, and I've experienced it, and it's demoralizing when you're on the other side and you're watching that happen to your defense.
And you know what, man?
I wonder.
Kool-Aid mad as hell.
No, because I listen, bro. They don't even understand the arguments we've had off air. Like, we almost got kicked out of Feldman over this, bro.
Yeah, no,
and I was
for real.
like, all right, whatever. I let it go. I will mature. For God's will.
You tried to be
Put
the bigger man.
Down, Will. I'm trying, dog. I tried to let it go. And then it's these types of comments. When you pair these things up with the stuff that you heard from Neil, when you pair these things up with some of the things that we know, like, look, bro, tap in. You say Super Bowl, lock the F in, and you didn't. And now all these little chirps. And to me, I take it kind of as a two-edged sword. He's sitting here telling me that, you know what, Jared Goff, you can get the work, and Aaron Glenn, you can get the work. Because he also talked about no adjustments and things of that nature. Bro, I'm telling you, Benedict Johnson, I'm hoping that he never wins a game against the Detroit Lions. Never wins a game. I hope Caleb Williams has the all-time worst crash out as a quarterback, because this is my thing. I keep feeling like everybody is substituting the word mobile quarterback for like high IQ quarterback. And that's the thing that I just don't get. All of the little sneak disses, even from still Lions fans about Jared Goff, to me, it just seems as if they dismiss the fact that this guy was a top 5 MVP candidate this year. They keep dismissing the fact that Jared Goff goes out there and makes elite decision making. This isn't something that's just all being done for Jared Goff. This is something where Jared Goff is going out there and he's a difference maker. And you're talking about some of the best seasons ever in Detroit Lions history, even though they fell just short of the Super Bowl in a couple years. This is the time where we want to actually crap on a quarterback. These are the times now when you're Ben Johnson, you want to go up there. I don't think that these are just comments to just back up a Caleb Williams, because he's talking about his perspective as well. And to know how much support Jared Goff continued to give to Ben Johnson, to hear those comments without Ben Johnson putting into check the support or the admiration or the appreciation that he has for Jared Goff, it's just like, no, I'm not defending this man. Nobody else should. Nobody else in this room either. But I know somebody's going to.
What? Oh. Not necessarily. We don't know yet. We don't know what KG has to say. Just I'll pass it over in just like 30 seconds.
Get your shit off, man.
Well, I don't really have a lot to get off that's more important than you do. But I just wanted to say that everything was okay, but then he said, like, I've never had that before. That was where I'm like, oh, wow, okay, you went there. But KG, I'm going to let you go because I know you and Kool-Aid have had some discussions about this. Do these comments, just the floor is yours.
Hey, yes, we have. And but real quick, Shy, you out of line for that super chat, bro. I just saw it. We're going to read it later, but you out of pocket, big dog. Like, I see we starting off the morning on a bad foot. But no, I mean, I know a lot of Lions fans are going to grade this on the curve that Ben Johnson threw that playoff game. I'm not going to do that, but at the same time, I can acknowledge that, you know, the way he delivered, and I tell Neil this all the time, it's not always what you say, it's how you say it. It was the delivery was
smile, KG.
It was a little cheeky.
Don't break my heart.
The delivery was a little cheeky, and it's something that, you know, I'm not gonna read super into, but at the same time, I'm keeping it in the mental Rolodex because, you know, ever since he's gotten to Chicago, he's kind of been, you know, a little on the perkier side. He's kind of, you know, said some things and kind of had like a little smugness to him. So I can't acknowledge the fact that it was a little gamesmanship in what he said.
You
I
know
can
what?
acknowledge that.
I accept that. I am sorry for judging you, KG.
Thank
I
you.
apologize.
Thank you. Come on, man. You know I'm loyal to the soil, man. But I also like to be a realist. And like I said, I'm not sitting up here saying he threw that playoff game. I stand on that, like, you know, to this day. But the fact that he went up there and kind of said what he said and the way he said it, it did kind of strike the ear a little as, okay, is this a shot at Jared Goff? Were you not excited to have somebody like that? And I do get the appeal that that's where the league is moving and you want to have a quarterback that can make plays off schedule. But to your point, Kool-Aid, Goff is damn good in this league. He's been damn good in this league for a long time. He's a top 5 quarterback in most metrics that you want to look at. So yeah, I don't really like how that came off. I don't.
Man, I see you, Xavier D. He says perky, no grit. But you know what, man? No, to be serious about it though, this is a situation now where, for me personally, it's like, you know what, the Bears, they're always going to just annoy the hell out of me. Ben Johnson is always going to annoy the hell out of me, and he's just taking it to another level. But the aspect of truly being heard about his comments right now, it's like he's a Bears head coach. You know what I mean? It's one of those situations where at this point, he's realistically like dead to me. It's like, let's just curb stomp him every single time. It's almost like that Chappelle Show skit. It's like, hey, Ben Johnson got a job. You know what?
Hey, Ben.
Let's go rob this
Let's go rob this dude.
Right.
And that's where I'm at right now. I'm no longer like hurt by this stuff. Was I energized by it? Was there a part of me that was just like, you know, old me that was just wanted to come in here and absolutely take like the bat to the desk when y'all was like, yo, bro, don't take out the screen? Part of me, yeah. But then another part of me is like, this is the Chicago Bears head coach. If I'm him right now and I'm trying to make sure that my quarterback can enter this next season with a chance, I'm going to start to do these types of things. And I do believe this, though. You want to start taking certain shots at people like Jared Goff. This is where I think that you're making your own bed that you're going to lie in. I still remember Jared Goff and the smugness that he had when he was sitting up there saying, I'm nobody's poor man's anything. And so every time people want to dismiss a Jared Goff, every time people want to kind of take these chips and these shots at him, Jared Goff has proven to be, realistically, in the history of the Detroit Lions, he's trending towards the best quarterback that they have ever had. Top 5 MVP candidate. And it's just interesting, this kind of back and forth that people go through with Jared Goff, but they always leave out the things that he's shown to just be special with. He is elite. His timing, the chemistry that you have with wide receivers and things of that nature. You look at all the different issues that you hear between quarterbacks and their wide receivers, you just don't hear that here. That's not just happenstance. You're not just throwing things together. We've seen the Detroit Lions just throw together a decent quarterback with even really good wide receivers. We've seen them bring in the most strong-armed quarterback that's still some of you Detroit Lions fans' favorite quarterback with Calvin Johnson, one of the best of all time. Nothing worked. We're going to take this era of Detroit Lions football to continue to try and discount this quarterback. But as it relates to Ben Johnson, I expect this at this point in time. If he wants to leave from here and show himself to be more of a troll than to be able to show appreciation for what this Detroit Lions organization has done for him, then that just is what it is. He chose to stay right here in the division. So that's the gauntlet already. And as I continue to kind of step back from the more emotional perspective of it, it's just like, it's just curb stomp. Put on the black forces. We handle our business, and that's what it is. Crying about it at this point, nah.
Yeah, well, that's what it all comes down to. That it just makes, I think it should make all Lions fans and hopefully the players as well more energized to give the Bears what's coming to them a couple of times a year. Because as of right now, the Lions are still the better team. I think they're going to continue to be the better team. They're the more accomplished team. And for Ben Johnson, I completely understand the appeal of Caleb Williams to somebody like him. Caleb Williams, I'm higher on him than most people at Woodward Sports. I still think he's going to be good. I think that he showed some things in his rookie year that certainly can be built upon. But also, there's an element of be careful what you wish for.
Yes, sir.
Because Jared Goff, of course he has some physical limitations, but we know for sure without a shadow of a doubt that Jared Goff is a good quarterback in this league, and he's been a good quarterback in this league for a long time, and you can win with him, and Ben Johnson can be a successful offensive coordinator with him. And I understand this is a promotion, so I get that appeal as well. But with Caleb Williams, despite all that I like about him, despite all that he showed last year, Caleb Williams also showed quite a bit of not so good at times. He was very up and down. He had some bad habits that Ben Johnson certainly wants to rid him of, but maybe he just can't. So Caleb Williams, he might just not be good. And I think right now, all of us Lions fans,
just might not be
we
good.
are hoping that that's the case.
That's wild to hear from you.
I like Caleb Williams. But,
It's the truth. I do too, but I agree.
But he's the Bears quarterback, and he's young. He's got some bad habits, and he was also poorly coached last year, and I think Ben Johnson thinks that he can fix that, and I don't blame him for that, but be careful what you wish for. You might end up at some point during this year actually wishing for those times with Jared Goff. Yeah. Especially now with Caleb Williams in his second year. If it doesn't work soon, Ben Johnson could be fired in a couple of years and really be wishing he was back working on Dan Campbell's staff with Jared Goff.
And that's where I'm now to the point that it's like we've seen this team take every piece of bulletin board material and eat it like some hungry lions who haven't been fed in months. So that's why I'm like, Ben Johnson, this is really what you want to do? This is really what you want to do? You want to be able to seriously poke a bunch of hungry lions who know that for the last couple years, they had a great opportunity to get to a Super Bowl. Last year, obviously with the injuries, but now you're talking about these dogs coming back reloaded. You're talking about your quarterback, Caleb Williams, who's going to have to play at least to start this season, man, against a fearsome front line. Like, that's the defensive front of the Detroit Lions. You really want to piss off an Aiden Hutchinson. Like, these are the things that I just like, okay, Ben Johnson. The Detroit Lions have shown underneath Dan Campbell in this era that those are the types of things that absolutely take them from really, really good to really, really great. And if that's what he wants to do in this division, if that's what he thinks is going to get his team riled up, fine, so be it. The problem is we've seen this already. We've heard this from the Bears already. We've heard this from the Packers. We've heard this from the Vikings. We've heard this from their organization, not just the fans, talking all big and bad. You know who I didn't hear saying anything about our NFC North banner this year? The Packers. Where's their GM at this year? So it's like, you know what? Start this off right now, because I get it. You got to try and energize and reinvigorate your fan base and get them to believe in things that they have not seen, largely because the Detroit Lions have stood in your way. And that's where I'm just like, continue to give them the bulletin board material, continue to feed these Detroit Lions, continue to piss off Jared Goff. You know, because realistically, we're not sitting here talking about a quarterback who, you look at the year before, he played perfect in the playoffs through 3 games. Yeah. Clean football. So it's like, I get it. Last year, I get it. And I do believe if that defense is a little bit better in terms of its health, maybe they have a different trajectory as it relates to that, how that season plays out. Those turnovers cost them. But I don't believe, if it's just me, if I'm a betting man, I don't believe that Jared Goff is going to cost him like that again in the playoffs.
Well, and hopefully he's even more motivated to atone for some of his wrongs in the last year's playoffs. We've seen him be great in the regular season. We saw him be great in the 2023 playoffs, in which they did ultimately fall short, but it wasn't his fault. It's going to be exciting. As we've seen with these Lions, you don't want to give them bulletin board material. I don't know necessarily if anybody is paying attention, but we've seen on social media Mr. Meek Robertson and Kirby Joseph post some things. I don't know if we have that, but their ears are perked.
Yep. That's where my mind went to, because they actually quote tweeted Easy here at the network.
Shout out.
You know, He's one of our best instigators out there on social media and here at Woodward Sports.
No, that's a fact.
And he got it churning. You guys remember the CJ stuff? It's a talent that he has, man.
He got real beef. Real beef with CJ,
man. Real beef. Like, I salute them. But Easy is one of the best. And he got it going yesterday, and you saw what it was Kirby and Amik Robertson who both posted some memes that let you believe, you know what? You either have my attention or they're letting us in a little bit of some of the inner workings, man.
Yeah, you know, the players are going to pay attention to stuff like that. They ain't got nothing better to do right now. It's the offseason. So, of course, when you hear comments like this from your former OC, you know you're going to question it a little bit. But make no mistake, Ben Johnson is no dummy. He knows the type of people that are in this locker room. So him saying this, and, you know, he knows what he's doing. And it's a little bit of gamesmanship, and I can respect that, him putting a little bit more juice on an already bitter rivalry between the teams. But like you said, Sam, be careful what you wish for. The grass ain't always greener, and what fans and some of the people in the NFL need to understand is mobile doesn't always equal good. So,
and you know what? Knowing the Detroit Lions doesn't mean that you know your team. To know your Detroit Lions team and how much adversity they've had to overcome, that's where I'm just like, you better know that your Bears are actually some dogs, because if not, you're about to get mollywopped. We know exactly what the Detroit Lions are. I know that they're going to be up to play the Bears the next couple times. And we already heard, this is what's crazy. You know what I know about the Bears?
We know.
There's some crybabies. I had to pause. I was about to say something wild. Go
ahead, say it.
2 straight days.
They've been the biggest offenders. That's what's so crazy is that Perky No Grit Ben Johnson is the one that's standing up there now chirping. Yeah, you know, the mobile quarterback. And bro, your players were the ones that were up there talking about the Lions hit so hard.
Kool-Aid is big bad.
I tried to be mature
You
about
pissed
this.
off.
I love how you're giving Ben Johnson an effeminate voice.
Yeah, no, that was gold.
Dang,
Giving him no bass in the voice.
I'm sorry.
Next time you should just say they're acting like Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia.
Talk to me, Kamasi. Talk to me, man. Like, cause look, you're one of those ones as well. I look at you and JB. You guys are kind of our voices of reasons. Sometimes from different perspectives, man. What this Ben Johnson stuff, I feel like this is just him trying to go in there and rile up his guys in the locker room, and I think it's going to miss very, very badly just based off of the things I've seen from their team so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, hey, you go congrats, get them riled up here in February and March. Like,
Right,
the Bears in the off season every year, and they always lose in the regular season. So this is nothing new. So I really don't have any stock in what Ben Johnson. I say he's no longer a part of this team, so his voice is like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Yes, sir.
Hey, JB. Smooth.
It really does suck. But look, Ben, you're entitled to your opinions. That's fine. You know, you're on a different team now, and I will never tell any head coach not to prop up their guy. Caleb Williams is now your guy, so now you got to live and die with that. That's your guy. But where you fucked up is you said this at the Combine with a whole bunch of national news that sits here and records everything and throws it out there on the internet for us to see. If you would have said this probably in some local Chicago type of newspaper, we may not have heard it. But now you said it and you put it out there and you added more fuel to the fire for this Detroit Lions team. And what makes it even better is now players know about it as well too. So now we're going to try and shit on you guys even harder when we even try and play you guys next. So just know that karma is a bitch. And this reminds me of another Dave Chappelle skit as well too. Is when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yes, and that's what I'm so glad that Flannel reminded me of what the players did as well, and brought it up to you guys, because that's the thing. They are already feeding on this. They're already like, for real? Think about how charged up the whole offseason is. This is like you get to win the NFC North and you get the curb stomp Ben Johnson and the Bears. That, to me, that made it at least somewhat palatable season this year. I don't want to ever see this thing happen again the way it did with the injuries and such, but they showed a lot of character through a lot of adversity this year, and they overcame a lot. And I do believe that feeding them this right now while they're actually getting healthy is the worst thing you could do for a Bears team that hasn't caught any tread.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears, Chase is right. This isn't the first time that they've won the offseason. I mean, Ryan Poles was getting a lot of flowers for what he's done over the last couple of years, but it all resulted in a 5-12 season. Do I think that the Bears are going to be better than 5-12 this year? I do, because I think Ben Johnson will be an upgrade over the Eberflus Thomas Brown disaster, but I still think that they're going to be on the looking up at the Lions, at least how it's trending right now. And as far as one thing that we haven't really touched on that I want to as well is, was Ben Johnson at all taking shots at the Lions defense? That
two-edged sword, that Aaron Glenn.
You did say that at the beginning, my fault. But I think when you talk about him saying that he's seen it happen on the other side with a defense being demoralized by a quarterback who can, the mobile quarterback off schedule, I wonder who he's talking about. Is he talking about maybe Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels? To some extent, he has a point with that, but hopefully that makes the Lions even more supercharged to make sure that doesn't happen again. And hopefully this year they're a little bit more healthy on the defensive side of the ball as well, because that certainly would have made some difference.
You know what? Maybe we could talk about that as well with the legend Rod Beard. But Chuck Brewer said, "Hey, at Sam, Ben is giving me a lot of Ryan Day vibes." I thought you would like that one.
Oh, is it that bad? It got that bad?
Like that one.
I don't know if it's that bad just yet.
I'm having a hard time as a Michigan fan how to, not to digress, but you brought it up, Chuck, how to really, quantify Ryan Day at this point.
And I see Demon Dice in the chat. He says, Kool-Aid, just how the Lions had their chest swelled up until the commies had y'all sounding like church mice the next day. And one, we were hot the next day. And two, you played literally our D squad. And we still had a chance to beat them, except for the fact that Jared Goff decided to play his worst game of the season at the worst time. That's what it took. That's what it took. As special as Daniels was, understand it took the Detroit Lions losing the defensive player. He was going to be the defensive player of the year. He was going to shock people. He already was. You look at where those numbers landed. It took them losing everybody and Jared Goff literally pooping the bed. So it's like, congratulations. We will run this thing back next year. Yep. That's just how it goes.
Yeah, and when your team loses, I've always, and this is something that I've actually discussed in the back with our very own Ryan Lentz, shout out. When you lose, what are we supposed to do? Still act chesty? We take our medicine, and we did. But I'll just say this. Everybody's season in the NFC North ended up in failure to some degree. But the Bears, they took a lot of L's this year. So if you're Demon Dice, I really appreciate you being in the chat because I think it offers a nice perspective. But I don't blame you at all for enjoying the Lions' loss, but do it in silence because the Bears had nothing to talk
Wasn't
about
even
this year.
close.
5-12 season. 5-12
Dumpster
season.
fire.
Good luck this year, but you had a 5-12 season last year.
Dog, man. You know what? Let's get to the legend on because you do bring up a good point. About the double-edged sword, man. That defense. Was it a shot at the defense? And really having that conversation because it's almost as if people continue to forget what this Detroit Lions team was by the end of the season versus what they started with. And JB Smooth, should we clean up some super chats now?
Yes, let's definitely clean up some of these super chats because we do got a lot. And we appreciate every single one of you guys sending in super chats. So I'll start from first. The one that we got in first, Mike Reed, $10. Woodward Sports Network, best content in Detroit. Let's go Red Wings. All the love for these Detroit sports teams. It's just a great time to be a diehard Detroit sports fan. It truly is right now as well, too. The big one from Rando Smalls, $50.
My dog.
He said, today, 40 years ago, I arrived at basic training weighing 282. At 13 and a half weeks later, I graduated at 180 pounds. Hope to see you in Vegas. Rando, we hope to see you in Vegas as well, too.
Man, you
First
really
one
lose
I'm looking
100
for,
pounds
man.
during basic training? That's
I know, that is wild.
Shout out.
Burn over here sending in a $5 super chat as well.
Shout out.
Burn. Winning in the playoffs, things the Bears haven't seen since 2010. It's a double doink.
Oh, yeah, the double doink.
Oh, snap.
Mitch Trubisky led them to a division title. That's so weird. But anywho, go ahead.
Crazy.
And finally from Shy216.
JB, you can skip this one.
Everybody sing it with me now. Sing it with me now. Freaky ass KG, he a 42 guy.
See, it don't even hit the ear right.
42 guy. Hey, better run for your life. Hey.
It's a reach.
Let me hear you say Kelvin Shep. Say Kelvin Shep.
Hey, it's a no, Kool-Aid. Boy, if you don't sit out with that Cosby dance, throw a sweater on this motherfucker.
You say Kelvin Shep.
That's your C1. Man, you got to do better, man. Y'all got to do a little better, man.
But we got to get to the legend Rob Beard, Rob Beard, though, because the sticky note is still up on the wall, KG, just to let you know.
Before...
It's about to be a show.
Oh, yeah. It is definitely about to be a show. But before we move on, I got to go back to Shad being my nemesis because you need to lay off my boy KG because you're the one that spams the chat with 56 and 26.
Yeah, get him, Sam.
So nobody takes what you have to say seriously when it comes to this because you're blind slappy. And I don't. And for the record, the Pistons have earned that to some degree, but I don't want to hear it from you. If somebody like me or Kool-Aid who predicts 45 or 46 has a few qualms about 42 or Rod Beard, I'm okay with that. But you're spamming 56.
Shot.
I think you predicted him to win 50 last year. So come on.
As Shot writes, love y'all for real. We love you too, Shot.
No, we love
Probably
y'all,
just
man.
lost some for me, but come on now. 56 and 26. We're all bricked up, but come on now. Come on.
You know what, man? We're on our way to the
Oh,
second
shit.
giveaway today. The first one, Randall Smalls sent in 50. Randall Smalls, you will get that merch. Email
Yes.
me, Kool-Aid at woodwardsports.com. Email me, brother, and we'll definitely make sure that we hook you up with that merch, or maybe we'll bring it to Vegas and meet you again. I know we got to meet him at the Ally Challenge, and that was pretty dope as well. Randall, thank you, as well as all you chat family, for continuing to support us. Let's get to saying what up, though, to some friends, so we can then say what up, though, to the legend, Rod Beard, sports editor-in-chief of the Detroit
Can't
News.
wait for that. Les Stanford. It's the Les Stanford Sign and Drive sale. Get a 2024 Envision for only $239 per month, or try out the 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation for only $249 per month. Don't forget about the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for only $789 per month. $0 security deposit, $0 due at signing, $0 first payment, $0 acquisition fee. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory at the Sign and Drive sale. Les Stanford Buick and GMC, lesstanford.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. They got 50 plus Metro Detroit locations. You can get a cheap membership, the cheapest for $15 per month if you just want to have your access to your home gym, or you could upgrade to $24.99 per month. I think that's the better deal. Gives you access to all 2,500 plus locations across the world, and it gives you the ability to bring in a guest if you would like as well. Join today in club or online, or visit planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Essential. Welcome back to Wake Up Woodward. What up, though, chat family? We appreciate you guys for choosing to support the WUW Crew. If you can, go on ahead and smash that like button. And we're already on our way to the second giveaway of the day. Thank you all for supporting with the super chats. It does go to support your WUW Crew. And shout out to, you know what? Our desire to get the entire crew to Vegas. I've been able to go the last couple years with media to cover Summer League Vegas, and I'm looking forward to getting the crew down there this year, especially with all of the hard work they do with, you know, putting on with Woodward Pistons, man. The channel has been growing really, really well, and the content has been resonating. I'm glad that we've been able to kind of have that continuity, and we need to get this show to Vegas Summer League, man. I'm telling you, I've seen the vision the last couple years. I saw the Media Cafe. I'm like, that's our spot, man. So thank you guys already. First 2 days of, you know, the super chat giveaways, and you guys have already helped us reach our goal. And I'm glad that we're able to make sure that you guys as well are enriched and incentivized by this too. So shout out Randall Smalls. You will be our first giveaway winner again. Kool-Aid at woodwardsports.com. And once we hit the next $50, which we're already on the way towards that, you know what? We're going to do something else for you guys. So let's rock. Let's get the legend on Detroit News, Rod Beard, sports editor-in-chief of the News, man. Shout out to Rod. What up, though, brother? Oh,
no audio.
No audio. In there looking like the Rod father. Look at
Right. This wouldn't be a ride segment without it.
No, I love it, man. Hey, listen, we're going to definitely get it right because I want to be able to get his take on these binge.
Got it. I'm
there
here.
Hey,
I'm
there.
I see you working on
it.
Here.
Look, bro, we're talking about Ben Johnson. We're talking about these comments, and obviously the ones that stand out to everybody are the Jared Goff ones. But, you know, I've seen Easy, I know Flannel, and others, including myself, have looked at this as well as, whoa. Is he also talking about Aaron Glenn and that Detroit Lions defense from just a season ago? What were your initial takeaways about Aaron Glenn? And do you see kind of these shots at both Jared Goff and Aaron Glenn and that Detroit Lions defense that fell to the Commanders?
I mean, it's all spilled milk at this point, and you can cry about it. You can say coulda, shoulda, woulda. Move forward to the next year. I mean, Aaron Glenn has his own quarterback issues with the Jets that he's going to have to deal with. Everybody has other issues. Let's just move ahead. I mean, it's dwelling on last year. Last year is done, and for Bears fans to even have anything to say in this conversation at all is very rich. No, man, let's go.
Coming off a 5-12 season, probably should zip it and silently
and you're
hope that
the Bears. You're the Bears. I don't care what you're. I'm not going to directly quote Andy Isaac, World of Isaac, but F the Bears.
This is epic. We got an F the Bears from Rod Beard. You know what?
I love it.
I mean, he was like, "Go, bro."
I'm done. Because y'all gonna get me on the. Y'all gonna get me on 10, and I don't need. It's only one of us needs to be on 10. KG and I both can't be on 10.
Yeah, no, that is a fact.
Listen, you know what? Because it's the same way I was. I was like, all right, I'm gonna approach this mature, and then I just felt the pressure rise, the blood pressure rise as I continue to talk about this. Man,
you do realize you're the Bears, right? I mean, no, come on, man.
What up, though, KG?
No, I mean, you like I said, it's the delivery, it's the tone at which he said it. But I mean, it is what it is. He's on the other side now. You got to expect stuff like this, but be careful what you wish for, because I said in the last segment, mobile doesn't mean good, and I think that's something that a lot of fans and even some people in the NFL confuse with actual talent. Just because Caleb Williams is mobile doesn't make him good.
No, and in all honesty, when you break up with somebody and you move on to your next girlfriend or whatever, you have to extol the virtues of the new one. And sometimes you got to just to make the new one feel better, you have to make like the old one wasn't as good or there was something wrong there, even if there wasn't. So I get it. It's the game. It's how it is.
Yeah, and speaking of the Bears, I wasn't even going to ask this, but I see that you are attempting to not get to 10, but are trying to fight some impulses. Do you think that Ben Johnson will work in Chicago as the head coach of the Bears ultimately?
I don't care. Why are we spending all this time talking about the Bears?
Because they're in the division.
Is this a Lions segment? Is this a Lions segment or a Bears segment? No, I don't care about the Bears. Yes, he'll have some success with the Bears. Do I care vis-a-vis? Are they going to be better than the Lions? No, I don't think so. Not in the next 5 years. No.
Yeah, FTB, Rod. They got a tough road ahead. Not even just us.
All black, bro.
Not even just us though. You got the Vikings and the Packers, who seem to be pretty prevalent in this division as well. But I wanted to ask you. Brad Holmes came out and he spoke to the media a little bit. Did anything from what Brad Holmes said? Did it maybe discourage you from the Myles Garrett thing, or do you think that he'll be a little less aggressive than some fans may expect this coming off season?
That's how you bargain. You say, hey, we ain't got the bread to go out and get another top tier defensive lineman. We can't afford it. You go with your pockets out like you're the monopoly dude, but you still make that call and you try to make a deal with what you have. And I think it's some realism to try to dampen what the Lions fans are thinking, is that it's just a spending frenzy like it's baseball. Just go, hey, throw money at whatever your problem is. And we've kind of condoned that. But it is fiscal responsibility, and you love to see that from your GM, that he understands, yes, you need it, but we would love, and I think he said, we would love 3 or 4 elite level pass rushers. We just can't afford it. It's not realistic to go out and try to do that.
Rod, you've been pretty consistent on multiple edge rushers, so I'm sure your ears perked up when you heard that. But speaking of perking up, I got pretty perked up last night with the Red Wings' big comeback win over the Wild. How big was that for the Red Wings, and do you think that this ultimately helps propel them to a playoff spot?
I would like to – I can't say I would like to see them lose, but I would like to see the Andrew Kopp thing be shined a little bit more light on, that they have to go out and make some deal. I don't want the false security of, hey, they're still going out and winning. You need to go and make a deal. You need to make this team better and fortify them for the playoffs. It's the same sort of thing we've been talking about with the Pistons is you needed to do something. They went out and got Schroeder. The Wings need to go out and do something similar to try to fortify their lineup.
Yeah, the Andrew Kopp injury, before that, I wasn't super big. I mean, I would have been okay if they would have made a move, but I was thinking if they stand pat, it's okay. Maybe if they get a depth defenseman. But now, Andrew Kopp was your second-line center. He was a guy who wins faceoffs and is not super productive offensively, but is very, very valuable. So I'm looking at maybe a depth center as well. You guys want to talk some Pistons?
I do want to talk some Pistons. I know the chat also has talked, hey, let's get to some Pistons at some point. You guys already know what the legend on. We're going to get to that in our next segment, the Woodward Pistons segment. So get those drum rolls ready. And the Pistons, they definitely deserve the whole shebang, the drum roll, the whole and the hi-hats too. So let's get there. What friends you want to say what up, though, to JB Smooth?
I got to tell them about merch.
Hey,
Some
shout out to Randall, Burn,
Yes.
Robert, Sloppy Toppenheimer. They all want some merch. Who's going to be next to win merch?
Who is going to be next? But if you don't win merch right now, you can always get yourself some merch over at WoodwardSports.com. All you got to do is click on that shop tab. New designs for you every single week. We're working on a couple new ones to get up there very, very soon. But you know we got the LFG Red Wings t-shirts, hoodies, and you can't forget about the Woodward Tigers as well too. Spring training is almost done. That season is right around the corner, so I know you need to be decked out, and you need to be decked out in Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com. Just click on that shop tab.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, if you haven't by now checked out the social media stuff that we've been posting from this past weekend's Jar's Rail Jam, it was amazing. Had definitely a great time. Got to meet Kyle Mack, who is a U.S. Olympic gold medalist as well too in snowboarding. Amazing, great dude. But anyway, visit Jars out in Utica. Their new location just opened up as well too. They're doing great things out there. They've got a bunch of brands that you need to check out and try. Cheech and Chong. They also got gummies mixed in with some special rosin as well too. They're limited time, so once they sell out, they are done until they move on to a new flavor. Head over to jarscannabis.com because I know you want to get high.
Hey, what up, though? And you know what? How appropriate, because we are going to have a Swisher Break segment at some point in time today. But, you know, we got to talk about these Detroit Pistons who now sit just one game. I know that we have to look at it this way. Really, it's 1.5 games because we don't own the tiebreakers right now with the Pacers or the Bucks behind the 4th and the 5th seed. But these are a couple teams that if the Pistons could catch their stride, I did believe, you know what, they might be able to have a chance to pass one or both of them, and they're going to have that opportunity. They have come out of the All-Star break hitting the ground running, which is exactly what Kay Cunningham told us they wanted to do at All-Star Game. So let's get the legend drum rolled in here, and we will talk about these Pistons, man. Hey, yo! Shout out and welcome to the legend, Detroit News, Rod Beard. What up, though, brother? And I see a little post-it note over your left shoulder there. We'll you know what?
Here we go.
We'll kick things off with Rod's thoughts, and then you know what? I gotta say, well done, Detroit Pistons fans. Take it away, Rod Beard.
These dudes are for real, man. These dudes are for real. Last week when we talked, they were on a 3-game win streak, and now they're on a 7-game win streak. So they're at 32.
The post-it note.
So let me tell you about this post-it note. My wife came in here and she was like, KG 42 wins. I'm like, hey, KG on the pod said they're gonna get to 42 wins. She said 42 would be good. I was like, they're already like 30. And she was like, they're gonna win 12 more games. Exactly. How do you know this? And KG is this is where we are in the world right now.
Oh my God.
KG lives right here.
Right. This sticky note has absolutely terrorized my life this whole week. I've been under emotional duress from people in the chat, from people that I know, that I be around. They like, KG, what's up with the 42? And I'm like, what you talking about? They like the sticky note. I'm like, what sticky note? And then I got to think back to how you did me, right? So, you know what? I wanted to come in here today humbly and address this because, much like Jalen Duren, I must admit, I was playing on some soft shit, man. I was. So I am here today to right my wrongs, and I'm here to present you.
No. Do you. You got it. You gonna do you.
No. I do believe this is doing me because I had a momentary lapse of, just being a safe Pistons fan. So I want to up the ante a little bit.
No, you can't. You stick to No, we're getting shirts that say KG 42. That's the new merch.
I got you. Hey, JB, can you make that happen for the legend, Mr. Rod Beard?
I got you. Come on, Rod. Come on, Rod.
I will get one made. I will get one.
Oh my God!
That says KG 42 wins.
Listen, Ryan, I realize that I let you and the fans down. I do realize that. But I would like a chance to right my wrongs today.
What you going to do? What you going to say?
I'm willing to go 51.
Whoa. You went well.
I'm willing, and I will guarantee the 4th seed.
Whoa. We might have to have a bet on the line or something. Look at Flannel's face.
That is more than everybody on this show. That is more wins than everybody on this show said. I am willing to stand here today and go 51 in the 4th seed.
Hey, yo. You can't do that.
Why can't I, Rod? Why can't I do that?
Was there a pre-show swisher break? There had to be a pre-show swisher break. And 1800. Are you gonna promise 1800 too? Hey,
no,
we can sponsor all of this.
Listen,
1800 on the shoulder. You can't do this.
Why can't I? Why can't I?
That's not how this works.
It's either 42 or 51.
No, it can't be either one. 42 is. I refuse.
Sticky don't lose.
Like 51. No, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Dog.
That's what it is.
Rod, now let me out of this. I see.
He is not.
No,
JB.
No, you stuck on 42. Stuck on 40. That thing stuck on the wall. You stuck on 42.
You know what, JB? Here's the handshake in the middle. This is the kumbaya. We need the 42 T-shirts, okay? But we also need the
I want a
counter
hoodie. I want
for
a
the
hoodie.
51
I said, Rod talking about he wanted a hoodie.
We got to get Rod a hoodie.
Me and KG have to get hoodies.
You know what? Rod is our second March giveaway.
You're right.
Give him a hoodie. We're making this happen, man. Oh, this is epic right now. And you know what? Let's put the counter on there, too.
All right.
51. Is there anything you're willing to put on that?
51?
Anything I wanted to put on that.
Yep.
Come on, Skip. Put
You said you're standing on it.
Put a case of dew on it, Skip.
That's a good question, Ryan. What do you think I should do if they get to 51,
or if they don't get to 51?
or if they don't get to 51? What should I do?
When they don't get to 51, it has to be tied to Vegas some kind of way. Whatever it is.
I'm liking it so far.
It's
We
a
cooking.
Vegas hook to this. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna do something.
Yeah, we're gonna think about it.
We're
All
gonna have the hangover before.
I like how this is cooking.
It's
Let's rock.
gonna be the Swisher Break. Instead of the hangover, it's gonna be the Swisher Break. That's the name of the new franchise.
All right, bet. Let's do it.
Bro, yo, this is already epic start to this thing. And you know why? It's because the Detroit Pistons have been on an absolute heater. You got 24 games left in the season. They're already at 32 wins, man. Like, this is going to be an interesting finish because they're playing
19-5. He's saying 19-5.
You goddamn right I am. You
That's
goddamn
gonna be
Hey,
insane.
guess who ain't lost the
We're
game?
letting him.
Guess who hasn't lost the game since the trade deadline and only lost a couple since the new year? I was playing on some soft shit. I admit it. 51.
Listen, I'm telling people, man,
51.
take into account since the 0-4 start, this team has been 32-22. And it doesn't matter. Wherever you set the metrics after that 0-4 start, the Pistons have been one of the best teams in the league. You know what else the Pistons are a top 10 team in? And JB, do you have that attendance stat? I got to say what up, though, to the people, man. The Detroit Pistons fans, they are now pushed this thing to their highest ranking in some time. They are top 10, number 10 in the league right now as it relates to attendance. And you know what? That last game was one where I came away, Rod, with like, yo, there's a different energy here in this building right now. And from start to finish, it started to really feel like those old days. And I remember how it was when they made the playoffs with Blake Griffin, they made the playoffs with Andre Drummond, and we were happy because we hadn't seen that in a long time. We had a little bit more hope after Andre Drummond, but after the Blake Griffin one, people were just like, well, at least we got this. Now we got something where this team is not just sneaking into the playoffs. The way that things are trending right now, they're looking like one of the more formidable teams entering the playoffs, and you got future ahead of you, and that's where we see these Pistons here. I've talked to a couple Pistons fans. I've talked to some season ticket holders. Some of our chat family has as well, and they said that the fans that are coming back to the arena are saying that they're getting vibes that they haven't seen since the going to work era. So shout out to the Detroit Pistons fans getting into that arena. The Pistons are going to need it. Starting even tonight, you got a big battle with the Boston Celtics because right now the word around the league, including from NBA.com, is that the Pistons can't beat good teams, Rod.
Okay, they don't have to. Well, unless you're KG and they're going to go 19-5 in a finishing slate where they got Boston, Denver, they got OKC twice, and Cleveland. So those are your 5 losses. But in reality, yes, these big games and the home games are going to be important down the stretch. And the other side of that is they got Washington twice. So there are some opportunities here for them to have some good home games to stack up some wins. In that 4-5 matchup, either way, as the 4, as the 5, I would love to see them as the number 4 team hosting a playoff series. That would be a dramatic turnaround that everybody should be able to celebrate.
It would be epic, and I do believe that this is a playoff run. You're going to see the entire city turn up. Because like I'm saying, this is one that you can really build around. And when we talk about turning up, the Detroit Pistons defense has turned up. And before I give you guys this graphic of just how good the Pistons have been over the last 7 games, all right, there's 2 teams that are on 7-game winning streaks right now, and both of them have some ties to JB Bickerstaff, his current team and his old team in the cast. But JB, you're the namesake. And the first person I heard say JB Bickerstaff should be the guy was JB Smooth. You got that video I sent in of him on the sidelines? I promised you guys sideline JB Bickerstaff is a vibe. And there was 25 seconds left to go in the quarter. The Pistons were kind of on a run, and it looked like the Clippers were trying to get a look at whatever their inbound play was going to be, and they left like 6 players on the floor. And JB Bickerstaff was just going ham. And what makes this kind of funny is that before the game, Tyronn Lue was like, no, bro, I text him all the time. I think he's a great coach. I tell him, bro, the job you're doing is amazing. You just got to work on one thing, your sideline antics. So it's like with that in mind, it's interesting to see JB Bickerstaff getting so worked up. And Ty Lue looks like a little brother, just like even like doing the same things that JB is doing. So, hey, but you see the energy. You see the players even getting upset as well. And I just think that a lot of that fire, a lot of that passion is what's fueling what we see right now. Hey, you got that clip, JB?
Oh, yeah.
Let's rock.
Oh, no. Rod didn't put another sticky note up.
Rod is the...
Dog, man, look, there's so much going on in that video. Shout out to Tobias Harris. He was signaling that they need to call a T, but he was only using one finger to make the T,
use the right timeout. Use the right.
That whole team is just like on 10. I even think back to Ron Holland. I'm like, when I look back at when he was like putting his dukes up, he wasn't even really provoked. It was just the energy. And he looked at Jordan Clarkson and was like, come on, we doing this? And Clarkson even looked like, what are we doing? And it's just like, you know what? This team and the energy that they have right now, JB Bickerstaff has just come in and he's not laying down. He's not taking anything from anybody. Last year, there were even plays when people were like, Monty, please just challenge the call. And he just wouldn't. And the reports will come out like, yeah, they probably should have challenged the call. This year, you see JB Bickerstaff fighting for those guys. And what we see now is the Pistons out there on the court fighting at a level that not a lot of people expected them to be able to do. And let me see that stat real quick, JB, if you have it, this graphic. It's interesting to see what these Pistons have been in the last 7 games. And this is via Sleeper Hoops as well. And you see there, the Pistons ranks in the last 7 games. They are 3rd in offense, 2nd in defense, and their net rating, number 1 overall team. That just sounds like beautiful music to my ears. And it's this perfect combination of the vets that they've brought in with the young players that we've believed in, and now a coaching staff that's putting them in the right position to succeed, Rob. Oh, audio.
Wait. There we go.
Oh, is that us? Hey, what up, though, Rod? There you go.
At the beginning of the season, it's exactly what we said, is this needed some time and to coagulate a little bit. And when they figured it out, they would start to take off, and we're seeing that now. It's just a different sort of vibe around this team. Defensive intensity where Asar is just blocking stuff off the backboard and Holland is doing the same thing. They're running around and dunking on people. Isaiah Stewart has got them stoked every game. And Cade is just being Cade. I mean, that's the formula that you're starting to see in all of this, is that they're all playing on the same sort of plane and they're coming together at the right time. And Cade in these last 6 games, 27 points, 9.5 assists, 6.3 rebounds, and that's somewhere around his season average. But he's been playing this way. This isn't anything new where he's blowing up and scoring 40 a game. We're seeing more of these 30-plus point games, but he's getting people involved. And now that you've got Dennis Schroeder to kind of offset and augment, and I think the last game that I was at was right after the Schroeder trade, and I asked JB, like, can he be a finisher, Schroeder, be a finisher defensively because of what he adds? And he said, yeah, that's what we want him for, is somebody who can handle, who can close defensively and take some of that pressure off Cade. That's why I think that trade was so masterful for them.
Yeah, you remember one of the more instrumental plays of the game against the Clippers, I believe it was the Clippers, is when he was coming off of a pick, and it was at the end of one of the quarters, and he put the moves on him, got in, put up the high floater, and it dropped in. And it's like, you know, we haven't really had that since Jaden Ivey was there. And you know what? There was this interesting stat of the top 10 players with the worst off-ball playmaking talent. So when they're off-ball, just how little passing they actually have around them. Do you know who was number 1 and number 4 on this list? Marcus Sasser was number 1. Cade Cunningham was number 4.
Ooh.
They do not have a lot of facilitation around them, and it backs up what I've been saying, especially about Marcus Sasser and Cade. Both of those guys are going to be helped by adding another facilitator to this lineup. And that just was alarming because how good they are right now, they can get even better with just minor tweaks going into the offseason. But they have themselves in a good position right now, bringing in a Dennis Schroeder, who's going to be able to help to change that skewed stat for Marcus Sasser and Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, and Rod, speaking of Cade Cunningham, you mentioned his numbers over the last 6 games. I'm glad you did it so I don't have to, but they are better than what they've done, what he's been over the totality of the season, which means he's taken a leap. And over the past 9 games, they're even better than what you mentioned. He's doing it efficiently, shooting over 50% from 3 coming out of the All-Star break, which is awesome, getting to the free throw line as well in the last game. That being said, what is it going to take, both with numbers-wise and team success-wise, to get legitimate traction in terms of MVP votes? And I want it from your perspective when it comes to the people who will actually vote on this.
He will get MVP votes. There will be media members who will put him on as number 5 or number 4 maybe. He will get votes right now. The trick is going to be a mass of votes across the country. The beat writer, and I'm just making these up, for the Timberwolves, the beat writer for the Hornets, those folks recognizing what Cade is doing, and that has to be sort of a pitch that the Pistons put out there, and they don't do a lot of promoting their players for postseason awards. This year, I think they might. I would say Cade, he might not win, but sometimes you're going to see, you get things like, I remember getting a cat cab. It was a Karl Anthony Towns thing, and they put together this marketing material thing for him to win MVP or 6-man or something like that. Those are the types of things that you have to do to let people know, and a press kit to let people know, hey, Cade is out there. And so it'll take some of that on-court stuff, the numbers, and he'll need to continue what he's doing. The Pistons, if they get to a 4 or a 5 seed, that'll add to it. Will he finish in the top 3? Probably not. It will mean something if he finishes in that 4 or 5 range.
Yeah, definitely. And I do believe that some Detroit Pistons players who are going to help themselves immensely, because we know it's always a year or 2 behind until people actually show or tip that cap. Where the Pistons can accelerate or make sure that it's just a year behind is what they do to finish this season and the type of exclamation point they can leave when they do get into the playoffs. Cade, Duran, all these guys, they're saying playoffs. Our mindset is playoffs. We got to have this type of defensive intensity in the playoffs. They're not thinking anything less of their standard. And I do believe if they do that, guys like Duran and guys like Asar Thompson are going to be able to accelerate the type of attention that they're going to get from national media. I do believe you're going to instantly see Asar Thompson mentioned in the names of all the other all-defensive talent out there, all defensive team talent. I do believe he'll have a great shot at making that next year, especially when you see just how good this Pistons defense has been since he's gotten back from injury. So,
And one thing to keep an eye on here, too, if the Pistons play the Knicks, that will accelerate a lot of this notoriety, too. If they're out there playing the Bucks in the 4-5 game, the Pacers is an exciting matchup, but it's not a national matchup that people are going to pay attention to. It's not going to lead SportsCenter. Pistons-Knicks, that leads SportsCenter as the 4-5 matchup, or the 3-6 even. So just getting on that national stage where national people are paying attention to you is what's going to make this where the Pistons are on top of mind for people. And I saw it on SportsCenter the other day. The Pistons were like one of the I forget which show it was, but it's there. They're starting to get that notice. It's going to take a little bit more. I think it was SVP, the late SportsCenter. He had a segment on the Pistons and the rise that they're making. So you're going to see some more of that, but it's going to be there.
I know Tim Legler as well. Shout out to the All-NBA podcast. Tim Legler and his co-host, they actually followed us yesterday, which was dope. So shout out to them. And then I also saw they did a feature on Cade Cunningham and these Detroit Pistons. So, yeah, they are definitely starting to pop up on everybody's radar. And by next year, especially how they quit themselves in the postseason, I don't think that they're going to find themselves having to fight. They're just going to have to continue to stay consistent and grow as it relates to the wins and prove that this isn't just a flash in the pan. And you know what? Before we get into Swisher break, just really quickly, what's everybody's game prediction for tonight? You got the Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons at home. Do you feel the Pistons? And Rod, we'll come to you last. But Flannel Sam, how you feeling about this game tonight?
2-point win. I think their one loss on the homestand comes to the Nuggets.
Hey, what up, though, KG?
No, I'm in agreement. Every time we've saw the Lakers to this point, we've competed with them. I mean, not the Lakers, the Celtics. Every time we've seen them to this point, we have been able to compete with them, although we haven't been able to finish the job. This is a different look. I see the new sticky note, right? I see it. But, hey, that's cool. But, no, I think they get another close dogfight game, but they pull this one out at home.
JB Smooth.
I agree with KG. This is going to be a dogfight game at home, but I still got the Celtics taking this one at least by 2. This will be a real close game, though.
Yeah, I kind of feel that as well, but I do believe it's going to be one of those ones where the Pistons win by 7.
Okay.
I feel like this is going to be one of the ones where the energy is there, where Malik Beasley is absolutely turned up, where Cade Cunningham and what playing the Boston Celtics has meant throughout his career, I feel like they're going to turn up tonight. I really do. You're at home. You're on Woodward. It's going to be above freezing in winter. It's like turn up, man. And that's the energy of the fans in the building. I think is going to be one of those difference makers for them tonight. But Rod, you know what? Hold on. Willie B, man. You're going to be there tonight as well.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, what up, though, man?
Hey, what up, though? What up, though?
Just real quick, man. Give your take. I don't know how much you've been on the Woodward Pistons platform.
All the time.
We make sure, man, we get your take on the Boston Celtics.
Almost definitely. All the underestimating from Boston Celtics. Let's put it this way: it's gonna be a dogfight, and I'm looking for a dogfight, especially the front court. Who gonna stop Tatum? Who gonna stop Brown? It takes a team to go stop them too, because 2 guys can't dominate the game. So I feel like we need to smack them guys up win by 5 points. Smack them up because they've been talking.
This might be an Asar's Thompson game.
Smack
What say ye, Rod Beard, before we get to Swisher break?
I'm going to say this is a loss. These 2 games against the past 2 NBA champions are going to be a measuring stick, but I think they fall short tonight. And the Celtics are taking it seriously because they rested Drew Holiday and Al Horford, and they have a back-to-back. If you're going to rest somebody, you typically rest them on the second game of a back-to-back. They rested their guys on the first game because they know this Pistons game is important.
So what Jaylen Brown was saying in the offseason of, we know we can just let our bench players and less heralded players walk into Detroit and get 30. They're not taking that approach this time, huh?
No, I think they're coming in full roster trying to make a statement on this and show Pistons are on the come up that we're still the Celtics and we're still going to do something. I think it'll be a close single-digit game, but I think the Celtics managed to pull it out.
Hey, you know what? DJ Willie B, let's get the music going. KG, let's rock, man. We got to get into Swisher break. Where's that graphic at?
No.
Looks so good. It looks way better than that sticky note.
Hey, in the top right corner, can we get a 42 up there?
Rod, absolutely not. We cannot get that, but I do have these swish or brick statements for you today. So, Rod, you ain't shit, Rod. You my guy, but you ain't shit. All right. Number 1, swish your brick. All right. Swish your brick. Cade Cunningham is a lock for all NBA or for a all-NBA team, swish or brick?
An absolute lock. We've talked about it before, and this is the question to remove it off of our swisher brick in the future. Cade Cunningham, highest ranking the Pistons have been in. They've had 2 other people make it when they made the playoffs as 8 seed. That's Andre Drummond, Blake Griffin. Cade Cunningham deserves it, especially if Pistons stay at the pace of 6 seed or higher. What say ye, Flannel Sam?
Swish. The only guards that I can think of this year that are even in his league or just a little bit better are SGA and Anthony Edwards. So by that logic, given how well Cade Cunningham has played, given how well the Pistons have played, he is an absolute lock. I'm at this point not even nervous about it, given the fact that he keeps up this level.
JB Smooth.
Oh, this is an absolute switch. Like Flannel said, there are no more nerves about it anymore. There are no more questions. This is an absolute lock. I mean, just pencil them in. That's it.
Would it be?
Swish. K deserved every bit of it, and he been showing them day in and day out on offense and defense to get team involved. Now, you got to be first team, second team, either way, he deserved it.
KG?
Hey, Rod, you already know how I feel about this. We've debated back and forth about all of NBA. He's going to make it. He's going to make it. And if he continues to go out here and play like this, and like I brought up last week, he's even taking his scoring up to another notch. If he can continue to do that, I'm sorry, Rod, there is not 6 people you can put in front of Cade Cunningham and keep him off of one of these all-NBA teams.
Hey, Rod.
I'm going to use your words. If he can continue this, he has to continue this. The question says, is he a lock? Today, he is not a lock, but I think he will end up being there for the
Okay, not bad. Well, maybe you'll feel a little different about this one. The Pistons will sweep most improved player, 6th man of the year, and coach of the year, Swish or Brick.
You already see what this
parlay. That's a whole parlay.
That's a whole parlay.
And it's looking good.
The Pistons postseason award parlay. JB Bickerstaff, the competition he's probably going to have is as it relates to his old team, but I do believe the turnaround they've had and the fact that this team is going to be firmly in a race for the 4th and the 5th seed, even if they land with the 6th seed, already shows JB Bickerstaff has done his thing. Malik Beasley, Threesley, are you serious right now? 6th man of the year, and he's doing special things from behind the arc. And his off-ball gravity, he is number 4 in the league in terms of off-ball gravity in the top 10. Number 4 in the league. Do you understand how much space that's opened up for a guy that we all believe is going to get at least some top 10 MVP consideration in Cade Cunningham? And that guy, Cade Cunningham, most improved player. This is one that, to a small degree, we feel like it's a cleanup for the media for all of the misses to this point. But Cade Cunningham is deserving of most improved player if you're talking about anybody else. Flannel Sam, I know you already gave your declaration. You don't want them to win it because you don't want the media to have their cleanup or what the implication could be. But what say you, man, with the sweep or no?
No, I'm going to go Brick on this one because I think at least when it comes to 6th man of the year and most improved player, there's some legitimate competition. I think you could argue Peyton Pritchard for 6th man of the year. I think you could argue Norman Powell for most improved player. It's really hard to sweep all the awards. And heck, I don't think he deserves it, but what if they give the coach of the year to Kenny Atkinson? I think that would be a crock, but asking them to give all of those awards to Pistons players, I just think that's a little bit too much.
JB Spoon.
Yeah, this is a Brick. I don't think this is going to happen, but this will be one hell of a parlay as well, too. I just think a lot of Pistons guys are going to get overlooked at this point, so it's a Brick for me.
Will it be?
Unfortunately, it's a break because the 6th man is locked in for either guys like Norman Powell and Malik Beasley has been awesome off the bench and produce every time you go on the court. I think it's tough to have it in most improved player of the year. K was been that guy a couple of years, but he had to go somewhere else. That's it.
It's crazy. I get ridiculed for 42, and I'm one of the biggest slappies in here. This is a switch. What are we talking about?
What do you mean?
Let's go.
Flannel. Kenny
knocked out Rod.
Let me say this: if Kenny Atkinson wins Coach of the Year, we fucking riot.
I agree.
We ride now. Because what are we talking about?
Right now.
What has he added to the Cavaliers that JB Bickerstaff did?
Talk
A
about
little bit better regular season. A little bit
I
better.
don't care about none of that. JB Bickerstaff built that team. He has not added any more nuance than what they already had. They're just playing better. But no, I'm not buying that. If we talking 6th man of the year, I mean Malik Beasley, you can make an argument, but Malik Beasley has been around the top of the league in terms of shooting, just everything he's provided this Pistons team up to this point. And like we said, most improved player, that's a lot for Cade at this point. So this is an absolute swish.
Y'all see what y'all did? You got Rod over here writing another sticky note.
Right. Yeah, go ahead. We sweeping. I'm standing on that. I'm standing on it.
A-Diz says 2 out of 3 awards.
I'm standing on business.
Look, we got some bricks. We got some swishes. A-Diz 411 says brick, but he does believe the Pistons will get 2 out of 3 awards. Which 2 of those awards, A-Diz? Put them in the chat. Let me see. Mitten Mate, around and out. DNCNT. Cade isn't MIP. Norman Powell should take that award. And he says the number 1 pick shouldn't be eligible for MIP unless it's like Markelle Fultz. I mean, hey, in my opinion, Cade missed a whole year. He came into the league with a stress fracture, missed the season, and has bounced back beautifully in a way that did anybody outside of like us slappies predict Cade to be? Because the record shows number 67 is what they say.
Oh, you know what? It's funny because I'm on the, and Rod, I'll let you in on this. I'm on the I don't want Cade to win most improved player because he was already that guy before, and just he's got more competence around him. I mean, last year he was a 23.7 assist guy on similar efficiency to this year. But when you remind me how ESPN had him ranked 67, just a few spots ahead of that bum Brandon Pajemski, that makes me think, you know what? Give him most improved. Give him most improved.
Rod was saying that was another classic moment in the show too.
Yeah.
When you and Rod crashed out over.
Maybe calling him a bum is a little bit of a reach, but compared to Cade, not even in the same stretch.
Is it though?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
All right, so I agree with Flannel Sam.
Hey.
The media will not let Detroit have nice things. They will not give you all three. They will look at the ballot and say, even if somebody wrote down all three, they would erase one and say, I can't give them three things. I can give them one, maybe even two. I can't give them all three. This is a massive airball. They're not going to get all three.
Airball?
They will get maybe one. They're going to get one, but they cannot get three.
But Rod, if the Pistons,
I would stand on that.
But Rod, if they continue to rise in the standings, you don't think they have to show a little bit of love the other way? I do get the national media part of it, but if the Pistons were to get to a 4 seed, like, what are we talking about?
We're talking about the media. We're talking about basketball writers. That's what we're talking about. These are not.
It is what it is.
These are not normal people. These are not always well-informed, rational people in the way that they vote. They can cover their beat very well, but knowing the entire league is not a strong suit for everybody.
All right.
Let's get to.
I stand down.
We got time for at least one more. Let's rock.
All right. Number 3. The best matchup for the Pistons to win a playoff series is the Knicks. Swish or brick?
And you say that one more time for us.
The best matchup for the Pistons to win a playoff series is the Knicks. Swish or brick?
Ooh. You know what? We've seen Cade Cunningham have success in Madison Square Garden and against the Knicks in particular. I know that last 6 games or some that people like to highlight, but the Pistons haven't had the most success. This year, though, has been where it's been different. They've gone into Madison Square and Cade has taken it over a couple times, and it looked like they've matched it well. And that was before we had Jalen Duren at the level he's at now. Asar Thompson at the level he's at now. And you know what? Cat even went off in one of those wins. But Flannel Sam, what say you? Because I know there's some people out there who believe it might be the Pacers, who they just showed up with one All-Star just like the Pistons do. But when you look at the Knicks, you got a couple MVP candidates.
All right, I'm going to cop out slightly. I'm going to go anybody but the Bucks. I think that the Pistons could potentially match up well against the Pacers and the Knicks, and I think both of those series would be a coin flip. Just I don't want any part of what Giannis Antetokounmpo has to bring in the first round of a playoff series. So I'm going to go a slight brick because I think the Pacers and the Knicks both present a unique challenge in which it's a coin flip.
JB Smooth.
Cade owns Madison Square Garden, so I'm just saying right now, this is a swish for me. Easy swish, easy bucket.
What up, though, Willie B?
Swish, man. You know, I love seeing New York getting smacked up, man. So that case, it's a good team, but no, if we got it together, we could beat the Knicks. We could dominate in the Knicks if we can. If we just put our front course together, the bully Karl-Anthony Towns. When Karl-Anthony Towns in the playoffs, he folded like he did last year with the Timberwolves. He folded, and Jalen Brunson can't do everything by himself. So in that case, if we go against the Knicks, we gonna upset them.
Bro, look, KG, you go. The chat want the Knicks to look like.
Yeah, we want New York. Nah, Flannel. If you had to pick one between those two teams, who would you pick though?
Who do I think that the Pistons would?
Yeah, what's the best matchup for them to win a playoff series?
Pacers.
All right. Well, with this one, I will go swish. just based off what we've seen in the regular season. And I know the playoffs are a different animal, but when you just look at how we match up, and I think the biggest thing is taking Karl Anthony Towns out of that game, because Jalen Brunson, it is what it is. We got Cade, we got Dennis Schroeder, we got Asar if we need to. There's a multitude of ways that we can defend Jalen Brunson, but in terms of the cat matchup, you're really going to need Duren to step up. You're really going to need Isaiah Stewart to step up, and we saw Beef Stew actually handle Karl Anthony Towns pretty well on the perimeter. So I think that does present
like being touched.
Yeah, dog, hey, for real. So I think this is the best matchup for them to win a playoff series, because, you know, we've kind of seen them go against the Pacers. They're a little bit better on the perimeter than I think the Knicks are. And we don't want nothing Giannis is bringing, because that's just always a bad matchup. We don't match up well against Giannis.
Usage in the playoffs is just it's insane, and you don't want to deal with that. And then it just allows for Dame Lillard to pick his spots.
Yeah,
and it's just a horrible 1-2 combo. I look at it in the East this year. It's like you got to go back some generations, you know, until you see like some duos that could attack you that way on a usage standpoint.
Yeah, like I love Asar Thompson. He will have a long night with Giannis. In a playoff series, he have a long night.
No, you preaching. What say ye, Rod Beard?
I'm gonna say this is a swish and one.
Oh,
it is the Knicks, but then it's also the Pacers. The thing I might be concerned about with the Knicks is that it's Madison Square Garden. Cade plays well at MSG. Is that playoff stage with the Knicks fans and the national media and everything too big a stage for an inexperienced Pistons team to handle? That's one. The and one is the Pacers, because there's enough hatred that's there that they just don't like each other.
Yeah.
And the Pacers bench is very, very vulnerable. The Knicks is too. But I think the Pacers would be they have something to fight for and to go out and play every game for, because there's a genuine dislike there that I think they match up well with them too. So I would say either one of them. And I've seen Giannis up close do very objectionable things and almost illegal things to the Pistons. I don't want to see that again.
Not at all. And you know what, man, what's awesome about this is that we're talking about Detroit Pistons potential playoff matchups with just 24 games left to go in the season. It's no longer like in the beginning of the season when we were like, postseason Pistons, they are 10th in postseason after an 0-4 start.
It's a thing.
But now it's real. This team is one of the hottest in the league over not just the last 7-game winning streak, not just the last month, not just the last 30 to 60 days, but you can go back to since that 0-4 start. 32-22 is just one of the best teams in the NBA. That's your Detroit Pistons, but they have to keep that foot on. Since they started 0-4, they are 32-22 on the season.
Oh, but they're only gonna win 10 more games. They're only gonna win 10 more games.
Right?
He set that up brilliantly.
That was last week's take, right? That was last week's take. It's expired now.
Oh,
it's expired. That's right.
They're gonna win 19. They're gonna go 19.
Yep, there it is. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one.
Hey, you know what? Shout out Bridget Dyer. You guys are fire today. We appreciate all of the support. And you know what? Support those Pistons. They got a game tonight against the Celtics at home, Friday night against the Denver Nuggets, Sunday against Killian Hayes and those Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Why?
Killer coming to town. Watch out. Killer coming to town.
Hey, you know what? Support it, man. I can't wait. And it's awesome to know, like, you know, the Woodward Pistons podcast platform, it's a bunch of people in here who mess with the Pistons. It makes the conversation epic. It's dope. We get to host these things with your flannel KG and crew, man. This has been epic. And obviously the legend Rod Beard, Detroit News Rod Beard, brother. As always, thank you for joining the show. Any last words, bro?
We keep going like this, I'm gonna have a whole new wallpaper of KG.
Hey, I feel better about these next 2 sticky notes, though. I feel a lot better about them.
Put it on a hoodie.
Put it on the hoodie. We gonna work on something, Rod. JBR, I know he already on it. We gonna work on something.
Oh my gosh, dog. Yo, you know what, man?
No, appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you, Rod. You the man. We love you.
Detroit News Sports Editor-in-Chief Rod Beard. Great person, great professional, man. And you know what? Great entertainment, man. It's been cinema today. Thank you for giving us your time, Rod. And you know what? Like I said, guys, go out there and support these Pistons. I see the chat is blowing up as well, man. Thank you guys for the support. Go ahead and smash that like button and make sure you guys get over to the Detroit News and peruse what they got going on as well, especially right now. We're going to have Cody back on the show, too, because
Shout out.
I forgot. The person who actually was more bullish about the Pistons on this show than KG was actually Cody Davis, who said, I'm telling you guys, I saw the Houston Rockets. I saw their renaissance. The Pistons are in line next. I saw it with my own eyes. I'm seeing it right here. So we're going to have him back when he is a Detroit News Pistons beat writer. He's been doing a heck of a job. Shout out to him. First time All-Star as well. So, you know what? I got to tell the people, though, about Lady Jane's haircuts for me. At Lady Jane's, we take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, a relaxing scalp massage. My favorite, that hot lather neck shave.
Nice and wet.
Hey, you're
Dang, yo.
and a hot towel treatment.
Yeah.
You know, the Ravens organization's down bad between Justin Tucker and Smitty's Steve Smitty's girl. But you know what? We have none of that over here at Lady Jane's. They're
it's
open
pretty
7
bad.
days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's haircuts for me. It's wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Hey, attention sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. You got to join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Big D Energy, every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering top-notch injury advice. It was cool, too. The last clip we have is going up today was on him talking about Jaden Ivey, the possibilities of what he might be if he returns in this playoffs. And he actually is more on the positive side about the type of impact Jaden Ivey might be able to have. But you got to trust, you got to D-Mac trust. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Ivy for the finals confirmed.
Hey, dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesales.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Hey, and we are back, and it is time for everybody's favorite segment. That is What's Trending with JB Smooth. Let's spark up Word the Jars, man. We go from the Swisher break. We get a little bit of 1800 tequila, and then we just do it all
right
over
back
again.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
And now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
If young JB don't trust you, I'ma shoot you.
Let's rock.
Yo, shout out to the chat family. What's up, fellas? I got some gym fails for you guys today.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I know.
Tough guys in training.
Tough guys in training. Once again, this one is actually a lady. Just
I need
remember,
that hoodie, by the way.
Oh, it's tough girls in training.
Oh, yeah. Tough girls in training. Remember,
TGT, it go both ways.
Remember, always do leg day.
Oh, medicine ball to the noggin.
Goodness. She all right?
She's fine.
No, she a little concussed. You know
what? She ain't go down, bro. She's a warrior.
You sure about that? I think she went down. I think her friends was just there to keep her on her feet, but she is out of there. Look at her. She's out of there.
And I get it's the spotter's job, but at least, as much as I say, have you some good friends, at least she has somebody there for her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true, too.
Whoa.
Goodness gracious.
It's not good. Not a good look there as well, too. And I know, when Friday gets here, you just want to jump into the weekend. But, you sometimes got to hit that gym as well, too. So why not do both at the same time? That is a...
Wait.
Yes.
Oh, my man getting it in.
Oh. Wait.
Yes,
what?
that
the
is
vodka and water at the...
Okay, that's
at
trippy,
the bite,
bro. Trip me out a little bit.
That is what you think it is, everybody. Just vodka and a chaser while on the
like a neutral or something.
You guys have never had like a workout drink before? I mean, at home.
What?
Wait,
no,
what?
like
That's a thing?
at home back in the day when I was like, pre-gaming and stuff, I'd knock out maybe like 20 push-ups and then take a drink.
No, you drink after the gym. I've never drank before or during the gym. Like, that's kind of crazy.
Just start drinking before the gym now.
He's like, what? I'm going to sweat this out. I'm just going to sweat this out while I'm drinking it.
I guess.
Now. Goodness gracious. That's why. And no, Flannel, I have never heard of that.
All right.
We have to set that type of content.
A lot of attention seekers at the gym these days.
That's facts.
Yeah, Flannel, you're going to have to do that in Vegas. So we got to see this, apparently.
It isn't anything like super intricate. It's just, I do it even now sometimes when my wife's getting ready for a date. I'll just like bang out a couple of push-ups and have myself a beverage in between.
No.
What is that big musket in?
You're right.
Bang, bang.
We learn more about Sam each and every day, man. You love to see it,
I
man.
was captivated.
Lettuce on pizza, push-ups and drinks, big musket energy. It's just
bang a couple out.
Dry mouth. A little bit of dry mouth.
Flannel energy, dog.
Yeah, Flannel is different, man. He
Dry
built
mouth
different.
is erroneous, but I just don't like that.
If it ain't wet, it ain't right. Trying to tell you, man. If it ain't wet, it ain't right.
Oh, my God. Moving on, though, that's one way to go about drinking, especially when it gets close to the weekend. But this is my idea of when drinking responsibly.
They pushing the whip.
What?
Ghost riding the whip?
They're ghost riding the whip because they are
snow?
too intoxicated to drive
Oh,
home.
shit. Hey,
They trying to get that DUI?
Not trying to get the DUI.
All right, so they not like on a main road.
Dumbest way to
So
still get a DUI.
this is
It is.
This is on a residential street, so I think this is kind of smart actually. Like on a main road, you can't do no shit like this, but on a residential street, why not?
Look, if you're gonna risk the DUI, I understand the thought process, but this is just infinitely to be less safe.
Yeah, is it?
Bro, it's on ice. Are they on ice?
Well, that's snow, so yes.
Bro, all it takes is one slip.
Yeah, true.
But
This
you're
is
walking
wild,
as well with the car, so
drunk. That's the key
It's
factor.
a neutral. It's like going like less than 5.
You know what? I ain't gonna talk about some experiences I've seen. I'm not gonna talk about.
Just hold on, we going home. Drake voice.
Yeah, I know. See, right? Look,
Yeah,
exactly.
man.
I might have seen some homies in high school. Never mind. You know what?
You know what? Never mind.
Sheesh.
Don't want to incriminate anybody. And finally, I will end what's trending with this because sometimes I forget how dumb criminals are sometimes, especially
They can
thieves
be.
at a store. Lady, I just don't know. You need better life choices.
Wait,
everyone,
no,
that is a chainsaw.
No, come on.
Oh, that's
You-
not
you
the
doing
definition
this-
of cutting.
You doing this for clicks? No way.
Amateur.
No way.
Wilson
Flannels. Ooh.
Right.
Ooh.
That is a chainsaw. She's trying to apparently stuff it down her pants, which is just not.
Girl, you know that thing
all.
been dry for about 20 years,
What
man. Trying to stick that
brings
chainsaw down there.
Yeah.
What brings somebody to this point? I'm going to put on a face mask, but I'm also going to make sure I put on a chainsaw down my pants. This is legitimate Looney Tunes behavior.
Hey.
Yeah.
Literally Looney Tunes behavior.
You don't think security can't see you walking like a fucking idiot? Try
Bro,
to.
But she
look how
doesn't
the
give up.
camera's
She doesn't give
following
up,
her around.
everybody.
It's like, we
Right.
see you.
Oh, she trying to back now. Oh, she trying
She
to back.
does not give
It
up.
smells fishy down there.
Girl.
She does not give up,
I'm going to put it in
everybody.
my back pocket next to my phone.
I approve the
chainsaw.
effort, at least.
And but she really cares about her health.
Yeah. You came in with no ass and you leaving with a dump truck. Come on now. We can tell the difference.
Oh,
we
yeah,
can
yeah.
tell the
Look,
difference. Look at her fucking jacket sticking up. Like,
Nope,
yeah,
they'll never know. They'll never know.
Oh, my gosh, dog.
They'll never know.
Just get your money up, man.
Terrible.
It's a chainsaw. Like, bro, go down to Harbor Freight, get the little 30% off coupon, get you a chainsaw for $50-$60. There you go.
Exactly.
Goodness
No,
gracious.
Yeah, it's
she wanted
pretty
the
bad.
5-finger discount, but that's it for what's trending today, you guys.
5-finger discount. Oh, my gosh.
It's more than
There's
5
so many
fingers.
different things I can say.
Fucking parachute pants.
Who do we have to hear from again? Feldman or
Soroki's and Feldman.
Oh yes, Soroki's Crispy Chicken
Let's
and
get that
Pizza
Feldman
has
back
a
on too,
limited
bro.
time offer. Continuing through the football season, Soroki's is debuting their fresh signature flavored wings this football season. Grab your friends, order New York style pizza, and add fresh wings for the games this weekend. Try one of their 7 different flavors. Visit Sorokis.com. And I just realized I read a very dated live read. That is my bad. But you know what is never dated? Feldman Chevrolet. Because you know what? They've been around since 1996. They're Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. I got myself a car from there, as did Neil Rule. So, hey, we shop there. You guys, if you need a new car, get yourself a car from the #1 Chevy dealer. That is Feldman Chevrolet.
Hey, and we are back. Let's jump into it, man. We'll try and answer a couple Feldman Mailbag questions before we get out of here. Again, shout out to you, Randall Smalls. We've had now 3 winners in a couple days of the Super Chat giveaway. We've reached the goal each day. So thank you, Chat family. Straight up, man. It means a whole lot. A whole lot. And let's run up those likes and hit that like goal today as well, especially for the legend Rod Beard. And you know what? I guess as we wait for these Feldman Mailbag questions to hit the chat, definitely want to talk a little bit more about, strategy, Pistons versus Celtics right now. That's the hot game. How do they come out with what some people believe to be an improbable victory at home against a Boston Celtics team who is resting for them? That's an interesting one.
I mean, I would say the #1 key is to slow down Jason Tatum as much as you can. Render him inefficient, because he is prone to those type of games, and you could throw a SAR on him. That would be cinema, by the way. I would really look forward to see that. And, of course, Cade Cunningham, continue on that torrid pace that he's been on after the All-Star break. Continue on that torrid pace that he's been on. Hell, the whole month of February, you could even say the whole season, but he's leveled up recently.
Yeah.
And some of the supplementary pieces have to keep, like Malik Beasley, knock down a couple of threes. Jalen Duren, be strong in the paint. Tobias Harris, get us some mid-range shots and some easy baskets as well. Hey.
Yeah. No, I agree. You throw everything you have at Jason Tatum. If Jaylen Brown beats you, then so be it. But got to limit Jason Tatum in this game. Also, you got to limit turnovers, because the Celtics are good defensively. If you commit a lot of turnovers and start playing catch-up, it's going to be kind of hard. I would like to see the Pistons run the floor, because they are a better team when they are able to run the floor, get out on the break. And, of course, you can't let certain players like Peyton Pritchard, I don't want to hear his fucking name tonight. Like, you cannot allow people like that to just go off from the perimeter. So
that's what he do, though.
Yeah, I hear you, but you got to limit that in some way. So, but if they can do those things, then they'll win this game.
I think it's how honest this team can play, and that's where I do believe Asar Thompson can have a day. What's helped spur the Detroit Pistons defense and having players in the right position is how straight up and man-to-man they can play. We don't see them much having to go and double-team anybody, not even the ones, even though we see Cade getting the double-team +1 plus another.
Right.
And that's why I do believe Asar Thompson is going to be one of those linchpins tonight, towards their success defensively, because like Cade said, their best offense is when they're able to turn defense offense. And these are things we've talked about all season. This has been one of the most consistent things we've seen them do all year because they've brought hustle and energy all season, and they've been able to get out on the run and turn those turnovers and turn blocks and turn rebounds into quick points. Even Ron Holland, getting out into the fast break, most of his points are coming off of plays like that as well.
Yeah, and by throwing everything at Tatum, I don't necessarily mean double teams. I just mean give him some different looks. Like you said, Asar Thompson, he's going to spend a good amount of time on Tatum. I would like to see Cade switch off from time to time. Just give him some different looks defensively. Challenge him, try and get turnovers if you can. But, yeah, absolutely. Just throw what you can at Jason Tatum.
And DJ Justice, I think, has a good one. Rebounds. Celtics shoot a lot of threes. When they miss, you have to secure the boards. And long rebounds turn into transition opportunities. So, yes. Rebound, miss threes, because the Celtics, I have a feeling they'll have a lot of those because they jack them up all game. They make a lot of them, but take advantage of your transition opportunities. And Jalen Duren, how about another 15 rebound game? Like to see that.
Yeah. He's going to be very, very key tonight. Very, very key when you talk about rebounds because you have to value possessions against the Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Jordan from MI, and I wonder if this is going to become a segment too. So if it is, let's make sure we measure and meter the responses. But it's an interesting one. Feldman Mailbag, do you guys think Brad Holmes was being serious about being out on Myles Garrett?
I don't think he ever said he was out on Myles Garrett.
He
just said some things in a roundabout way. So
you might have to bring that one up.
Yeah.
That one on the docket.
And he spoke a lot about free agency in terms of spending money. He didn't necessarily say he's not looking for anybody in the trade market and things of that nature. So it's just Brad Holmes being Brad Holmes. We all know he's very shrewd with the pocketbook and the draft picks. But if the right opportunity or the right move presents itself, I think that he won't have much hesitation pulling off a move like that. But like Sam said, he didn't necessarily say he was completely out on Garrett. So.
Yeah. Hey, Randall Smalls, hashtag Feldman Mailbag. Could Tarasenko play center? It might get him going.
I don't think so. I understand that with Andrew Kopp being out and they haven't replaced him yet, they might try some things, but I didn't necessarily mind Comfer on line 2 and Veleno on line 3, so I think that's probably what they're going to do for the short term at least.
And one more here before we shut it down. John F. and Lord, Feldman Mailbag. Who you got, Oba or Moose at KG Shep? And at JB.
Wait, what was the question? My bad. I was looking
he
at my
said,
phone.
who you got? He said, Oba or Moose?
Oh, man, this has been really good, too. I'm a big Moose guy. Like, I've been following Moose for quite a while in TNA. X-Division champion right now. Just amazing in the ring. Absolutely love his growth in the ring. But I'm a big Obafemi fan over the last year. Obafemi, the ruler, man, he has absolutely dominated NXT. I kind of like that they got him in this monster role right now. He's kind of like a black Brock Lesnar, if that makes sense. So, he's a dog, man. I think Obafemi is going to come out on top between the matchup between him and Moose, but it's going to be a good match, though.
I mean, we on the same page again, too. I'm going Obi on this one. Let's be real. Ain't nobody popping for Moose in NXT. I'm just saying right now.
Yeah.
No one is screaming Moose when he pops up on NXT. So Oba's taking this, and he's going to add another title to his collection. But I do like the direction they're going with, like, two huge powerhouses going at each other. So it's definitely be interesting to see at NXT Roadblock.
Yeah, no, the TNA NXT / WWE partnership is off to a rousing success so far. Shout out the Hardy Boys. They made their return technically to WWE last night, being on NXT as well. So, no, they killing it. They killing it so far.
Shout out to Freddie Felt, too, in the chat. He just put a whole bunch of Moose.
Moose, my dog. I really hate this matchup, to be honest with you, because I'm a fan of both. I'm a big fan of both. So, but I think Obafemi got it.
This is amazing. I love this matchup.
Yeah.
Hey, is that a show?
Yeah, I admire you guys because I know less about wrestling than I know about ancient Russian literature. So shout out to you guys for having a lane that you guys are experts in, and a shout out Woodward Ringside.
You don't know ancient Russian literature?
No. I mean, yeah, right. My knowledge on either is similar. I'll just say that, which is nothing.
That's wild. Hey, what up, though? Chat family, thank you guys for kicking off today with the WUW Crew, supporting us, man, and everything that you guys do, from the super chats to the engagement to the fun to the laughs to the banter, man. You guys are on one, including those likes. So if you haven't gotten the opportunity to, go ahead and smash that like button and lock in with the rest of the cast and the crew today as well. You know, shout out to our brother Matthew Broder. Shout out to our brother That Dude Justin. And you know what, Kavasi Chase, working hard. What up, though, brother?
Hey, what up, though? Hope you guys are having a good day. I want to say happy birthday. Special shout out to my good friend LJ, Commanders fan I've talked about on the show before.
Shout out.
Hope you have a really good day, my guy. Like, extraordinary individual. So hope you have a good one, man. Clip stuff send it to you, but just want to say shout out to you. And then thanks for everybody tapping in. Shout out Simon Edmondson. Great game last night. I'll look forward to seeing your career on the Swings team. And then stay tapped in, Big D Energy. We got Ermanni and Edwards, heavyweights. So stay tapped in all throughout the day. Shout out my dad. Shout out the guys at Seymour Ford.
Hey, what up, though? You know what? And Matt Broder, man. Shout out to him again, man. And Dr. Justin, hit me up. Thank you for always supporting us, bro. Hey, Willie B in the sound booth. What up, though?
Big Willie.
Man, it's been a ride. It's been smooth, and hey, man, it's always had to be a productive day. So, hey, man,
getting better and better too, brother.
Oh, every day,
doing your thing.
Every day, I'm on to prove every day. You know, improvement, everything. Progress is everything. So, that case, the more you progress, the more you improve.
Hey, chat family, look at that, man.
Yeah.
Look at that. Y'all getting philosophy. Detroit's number one draft pick, that is KG. What up, though, brother? I want to say in the sound booth, but number one pick, rookie of the year.
I'm everywhere, man.
It all, man.
Yeah.
MVP. What up,
just plug me in all over the field, man. But I feel better today. I came in here and repented for my sins. I got another 2 sticky notes added to the wall, but I feel a lot better about these 2. So, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all are absolutely hilarious. We rock with y'all. And shout out to my team, man. Let's do this again.
Hey, you know what? I see you in the chat, John F. Lord, and if at least the 4 of us on here ain't on your list, man, that's gonna be messed up. Shout out to JB Smooth, Woodward Sports MVP in the TD booth. What up, though, brother?
Hey, shout out to you guys, the chat family. Once again, all the super chats, we love it, we appreciate it. Thanks for tapping in with us once again. Shout out to the female GOAT of the WNBA, Diana Taurasi, retiring the other day. So hats off to you, amazing career. I know, Caitlin Clark, this is your time now. You up next. This is you, all you. So thanks and appreciate you guys so much.
Hey, let's rock. 4 more likes. Let's get it after it, chat family. And you know what? While we do that, the vet of the squad and the vet of the network, that is Flannel Sam Reynolds, all sports knower, Go Blue lover, Red Wings correspondent. You guys broke it down well in that first segment too.
I saw this earlier in the chat, and I gotta from Easy Mailbag. Would you still love me if I was a worm? Someone's girlfriend. I don't know if that's ever happened to anybody in this room, but that's kind of the old stereotype of, like, you know, you've had a long day at work, you're about to go to sleep, it's 11:30, and it's like, would you still love me if I was a worm? And then you have to answer, or else it's like the biggest rejection. Anywho, but hey, they be a lot of things, a lot of them good though. But anywho, go Pistons tonight. If the Pistons win, man, I would love to have another Piston-centric show, but also tomorrow, me and KG are doing draft breakdowns. So hopefully just lots of Pistons and lots of draft breakdowns. Would love for that to be a show, but the Pistons, gotta do your part tonight. Go win.
And you guys crushed it too. The last batch of breakdowns did really, really well. And I can't wait for these breakdowns too. So shout out to you guys. The ball knowers over here. We do our best. Hey, dope. Hey, you know, we do our best to try and bring the best, man. And shout out to these guys for really bearing down and bringing you guys the goods on what could be next for these Detroit Lions. It's your boy Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network. All I got to say is pack out LCA tonight. And if you're not there, wherever you are, make sure that you are cheering on your Detroit Pistons, watching them. Get active on social media. Hey, interact with us as well. Woodward Sports, as well as any of us. Flannel, KG, at nobody. JB. At Detroit Kool-Aid. Chase, what's yours? At Chase Hamley? Hey, at Chase. Your social handles? Hey, look, at Chase Hamley. Lock in with us, man. Let's talk these Pistons tonight. Let's go. It's been Wake Up Woodward. Have a day, y'all.